You're listening to LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma. Let's have some manifesting fun together. Okay, I've got a question for you today. I was wondering whether you have fully received your global pandemic benefits yet. I call them Pandemmy Bennies. And I'm not talking about relief payments or payment protection loans or stimulus checks, although, hello, those count too. But I'm talking about the other gifts, the often overlooked ones that this global pandemic offered us. Those perks can be easy for us to miss or dismiss because, you know what, let's face it, in some circles it's not cool to talk about the good things that COVID-19 brought us, right? And yeah, I'm not suggesting that there wasn't loss or suffering or struggle. I'm definitely not suggesting that. I know that was present. But conscious creators know that it is always cool to look at what's going right. So I can't remember where I learned this from, probably from a variety of sources, but somewhere in my spiritual studies, I learned that when a challenge presents itself, especially when it's a big one, that it brings gifts. At least it offers them. Whether we receive them or not is up to us. You know those examples, like when, something happens with our body, like we have some sort of injury and it forces us to slow down. Or say someone had a bankruptcy and that restructured their whole relationship with money in a healthy way. Or, maybe we have a terrible breakup, but that's what inspired us to self-love practices once and for all, or created new boundaries, or raised our standards. So many benefits come from those kinds of challenges. And when we're willing to fully receive those gifts, I think that's what I've learned, this isn't my idea. I don't want to try and take credit for this, but I love this teaching that's what allows the quote unquote challenge, and it does deserve to be in quotes because I think it's probably better labeled something else. That's when it can complete itself, when we receive fully the gift, the opportunity that it brought us. That's when the pain can resolve, the body can heal, the relationship can strengthen, or the finances can recover, or whatever. Sometimes when we don't fully embrace those gifts that we're being offered, we'll either get a repeat experience of it or life will find a different way to give us another chance to receive those gifts. And sometimes that looks like a brand new quote-unquote problem to deal with. But remember, our problem or challenge, it's bearing gifts that offer us a choice as to how and what we're going to receive from it. It's a contrast opportunity that wants to make our lives even better than they were before when we know how to receive those gifts, how to say yes to it, how to embrace it like it's a welcome guest. Oh, it's such a different approach than so many who are engaging this from a place of resistance and can't wait for it to be over. So that's why I like the idea of being a quick learner and a good receiver, and why I'm suggesting that it's smart for us to secure our pandemic benefits now so this challenge can fully complete itself and we can keep the gifts that it brought us. Are you thinking what some of those gifts are? This is personal to each of us, but, if you look for yours, you'll find them because we get whatever we look for. It's what focus does. Whatever we put our attention on, we create. So if you look for the gifts that you received, you'll see them. My personal favorite pandemic perk, this was a big one for me, a slower pace. I don't know exactly I don't even want to pretend what else could have done it, because this was a pretty easy way for me to receive it. But man, I got a slower pace. I experienced a new rhythm, a relaxed rhythm of everything, not just of living, of dating, of working, of consuming. Oh, everything just felt like it got kicked down a gear or two over this last year, and that's a benefit I'm keeping. No, nothing feels as urgent as I used to pretend that it was. I cut myself so much slack. Oh, I'm keeping that slack. I'm so keeping that. And I might not have experienced that gift if it weren't for those long-term COVID quarantines and the stress that came with this not knowing what was happening in our pandemic. Oh, I really, really, really like that. Can you hear the smile on my face? Look, I've heard a lot of benefits from others who are reporting what they were gifted from this pandemic. Things like, purposeful and focused shopping. Okay, sometimes I would be like, wow, remember the good old days when you used to just be able to browse? You know what? I actually didn't miss it that much. I like less consumption, less just spending for the sake of spending or shopping for the sake of shopping. It was like we minimized the time spent in the store. We went there for just essentials only, and we really learned how much we didn't need, right? A lot of us did. I liked that one too. A lot of us, this is one on my list too. Enhanced self-care. We paid so much more attention to our sleep and our exercise, our supplements, our news consumption. There were so many things that we realized where we had room for improvement in how we were taking care of ourselves. I think that's a big perk for those of us who experienced it. That definitely goes on the list. I know some of you enjoyed cooking more. I'm not on that list. I didn't cook anymore, but I really enjoyed hearing from some of you who either learned how to for the first time or picked up an old love of it that you'd just fallen out of the habit because it wasn't convenient. Some people really felt appreciation for being liberated from habits of eating out so often. Some people, they were relieved from jobs that they didn't really want. I know that isn't the case for everyone, but we're not talking about what we didn't like. We're talking about what we did like. And some people really liked being freed from work that they didn't love, which gave them the chance to create something new from a clean slate. Look, I know from personal experience, even when I was in a job that I didn't love, and even when I knew what I wanted to do, I didn't dare do it. Not until I had a manager who was starting to write me up. He wrote me up once and it was clear. Oh my gosh, that guy's getting ready to fire me. Oh, it lit a fire under me. It lit a fire. Yeah, that was a benefit. You know what? Some people, I'm smiling at this one too, raising my hand for this benefit. Some people were forced to move in with friends or family that they wouldn't have done otherwise. That was one of my favorite perks. I got a live-in housemate. Oh, I really, really, really like that one. And I hope he stays for a while. Yeah, I like that one. And that came from his contrast. It wasn't probably his highest joy to move in with me, but it was mine. Oh, good manifesting girl. Oh, who didn't experience this one? So many of us felt stronger appreciation for our loved ones. Like we were less inclined to take each other's presence in our lives for granted, right? Wasn't that huge? I got a lot of female friends who embraced their gray. Oh, I'm on this list too. You guys did it, led the way. I eventually got there. I so enjoy less salon visits, not just for hair, but in general. Really, I like that one. I know not everyone does, but it's on my list. A lot of people enjoyed less commute time. That was a beautiful thing for lots of folks. And didn't we all see how quickly our planet benefited from our reduced travel, reduced consumption? I know a lot of employers learned how to accommodate a remote workforce, which they thought they couldn't have done before, but now they can. And you know what that opens them up to? For who they can hire? Come on. That's a big perk for employers and employees. You know what I loved? A new approach to dating. Like, no one could get away with saying, hey, let's meet in person first, see if there's any sparks or chemistry, whatever. You know what? We got to talk first. We got to text. We got to talk. Extended periods of getting to know a potential love interest remotely. Oh, I really liked that one too. Really liked how this pandemic transformed my dating life. Big fan over here. A lot of us experienced a stronger sense of community, right? Especially when this was new and we weren't sure what it was going to be. I had talks with neighbors I hadn't had before. I liked that. Not to mention all of the introverts across the globe who secretly reveled in not having to negotiate any invitations to social gatherings. Wasn't it great to have an excuse to not go anywhere? Yes, I'm an introvert. I'm waving my hand really big on that one. Oh, guess what? I'm giving myself permission to not go anywhere, even when it's okay to. I really liked not doing a lot of things. Oh, I really liked it. Look, this list is just scratching the surface of the gifts that coronavirus offered. There were others. I like the thought that our next generation of leaders, that they have a new intention or a new appreciation for humane practices that are less likely to promote mutated viruses. How about that? And I know some fellow creators whose literal dreams came true as a direct result of the pandemic. And a lot of them whispered that to me, like they said it in low voices because they felt so guilty to have benefited so much while others weren't. But you know what? Feeling bad doesn't serve anyone. And contrast always brings gifts when we're willing to receive it, when we've got the eyes to see them. So my question to you is, are you willing to acknowledge your gifts? Let's do that before, maybe even so, coronavirus can complete itself. Not because we're in resistance to it and we need it to end so that we can feel better, but because we're savvy enough to recognize that some amazing things happened this last year and that we're willing to receive it that way, just like smart creators would, right? Thanks for tuning in.